Alright, there is one thing I really want to discuss, and it is something that I really am ticked off about a certain company that I've been loyal to many years, as well as my family, and that company is known as Sony. Sony is a very good company in my opinion. They make innovations and everything. They're really nice. I do buy their products as well as my family does. One of the first Sony products I ever had was a PlayStation 1, and I had it from so on, and I went from there and got whatever things that are Sony. Basically, when I heard about the news, this is gonna be basically a timeline. This is of wonders and blunders throughout Sony. When I got the PlayStation 2, that was probably one of the highest points for Sony, which I bought, and they did amazing at that time because they had DVD and they went against the competitors and they did remarkably well. But when the PlayStation 3 was released, I heard about financial statements saying that every system that Sony had sold, they were losing money for the PlayStation 3. So that put them on a drawback. And they had a thing also as well as known as PSN, which got hacked as well, which lowered their reputation quite a bit, making them pretty vulnerable to attacks from other agents and companies and stuff like that, or any anonymous entities and all of that sort. I am mentioning this because I do love Sony and everything what they have to offer, but I'm pretty upset about what's been going on recently. The news, if you haven't heard lately, and all that, they have a negative image right now, and I want to express it, but I'm going to continue on, and I will get to that point. My stepfather, he works in a biomedical company that sells biomedical equipment, and he is sponsored by Sony. As I said, my family is with Sony pretty much, and he buys Sony products as well. He buys the cameras, he gets a cell phone. I have a Sony cell phone as well. I have the Xperia Z3 and all that. So I said to myself, I'm gonna get a PS4. I haven't gotten it yet because I've had some financial drawbacks and have issues and all that. But that's not really the point at this matter right now. I'm gonna get it eventually, so I'm not really that concerned about it. The thing is that they also made films as well, which is the Spider-Man franchise, which I don't really like because they either didn't do it so well or right, in my opinion. Like all the fans will get probably upset. Let's say it. Maybe some fans say, "Oh, but Spider-Man was good. It was legitimately good." No, it wasn't. Even Sony themselves says that the last Spider-Man movie they underwhelmed at the box office. They didn't make they didn't exceed their expectations, or didn't reach their expectations really when it came to that movie. And there's been talks about the Spider-Man, how Marvel is going to acquire them back. I hope they do. I hope they get Spider-Man back and bring him out, like basically bail him out of Sony and all that. But another event has come to light as well. Sony has recently issued that they're not going to release a movie known as The Interview, which is very controversial, and it talks about plots of assassinating the dictator of North Korea. But it has two actors I like, which is Seth Rogen and James Franco, and I watched their movies. I've seen pretty much all their movies, like from Superbad, Pineapple Express, and This Is the End, and all that. So I really enjoy their movies. I was hoping to see it, but now I can't because all the movie theaters have outright canceled them and not even going to show them. And Sony made the move saying they're not going to do it because they need to hold back on everything. Not only that, Sony suffered an online attack about, I think, a week or 2 weeks ago, disclosing certain information that wasn't supposed to be released, like the Spider-Man thing and all that stuff. So what is really going on with Sony at this moment? I mean, I really love the company and all, but there's been so many setbacks with them. Like, they're pretty much at this point financially unstable. I don't know what's going on, but they're known as the innovators. Like, I mean, their technologies, they go on top, pretty much. But lately they haven't been doing so well and all that. So I don't know. Either they still have the money to back themselves up, or they gotta make a breakthrough to get through all of this. But to me, it's just pretty much fucked up what's been going on. So I really don't know what's gonna happen next. I mean, yeah, I'll support Sony. I'll get a PS4 and all that, but who knows? Maybe later on when I'm playing my PS4, oh, your information has been hacked. PSN has been hacked and all that. This a second time. It happened on my PS3. I got hacked as well, like everybody else did. I had a PS3. So my concern is this: like the consumer confidence is not going to be so great when it comes to Sony products due to all of this going on. And I don't know what to say about this phone as well. If they're going to keep it up to date and support it and all that, but I will support the company. I'm just very mad that they don't make the right moves. They're losing money with every move that they make, and I hope they make the right moves to make their money and make themselves financially stable and all that. Yeah, you may say, oh, you're just saying that because you're like part of Sony, or Sony bought you, or stuff like that. No, I'm just strictly a consumer that wants to express his concerns and just wants to bring it to light just to see like if they can improve and all that, And it kind of worries me because I do enjoy their products and everything. So that's basically it. That was my tirade of what I think is going on and all that. I do support Sony. I still do because I like their products and all that. But again, I'm not paid by Sony. I'm not, in their payroll or anything like that. I just love their products. And I hope that, they get out of this mess and they put themselves together because, believe it or not, it's scary. Maybe, you never know. They might go bankrupt or something bad might happen. Alright guys, and that is my rage.